Our tech revolution has already begun. Just look around. Gen AI hiring, Gen AI is in picture. The AI age is here. We have reached a point in history where we can build an app without writing a single line of code, create art without picking up a brush, and write a script, design a product, launch a business just by giving instructions to AI. Generative AI is growing fast. The industry is worth over $38 billion in 2025 and is expected to cross $1 trillion in less than a decade. And companies are already hiring for roles like generative AI engineer and prompt engineer. But while these roles are emerging, thousands of jobs are also disappearing. The layoffs are real and they are hitting hard.
To lay off over 12,000 job roles altogether.
This time there is a clear culprit. It's artificial intelligence. If you're wondering whether AI is coming for your job, well, spoiler alert, it may already have.
People in tech, marketing, design, and customer services are losing job. Not because they are not talented, but because their tools and industry have evolved. The hard truth, skills that were valuable 5 years ago aren't enough anymore. If you're not adapting, you are at risk of becoming replaceable. Not by a person, but by a tool. And that's exactly why this video matters. There's a small window of opportunity right now where anyone who decides to learn and adapt can actually lead this stage. You don't need to be a coding expert or graduate from a top college. You just need the right direction. And that's what I'm here to give you. Presenting the complete generative AI roadmap, a simple 10-step guide for absolute beginners. Whether you are a student figuring out your path, a working professional trying to stay relevant, or someone genuinely excited about AI, this roadmap is your starting point. This roadmap, if you follow and study as discussed in the video, you will be able to crack generative AI roles or rather build your own Gen AI product down the line. You can find the roadmap in the description below for absolutely free. So let me clear the air by explaining 2 different paths you can take to be a Gen AI pro. Let's look at the very first step. Understand the 2 Gen AI path. Before we jump into coding or training model, it's important to understand where you are headed. In generative AI, there are 2 main routes. The first is the application path. This means using Gen AI tools smartly. You learn how to write effective prompt, use tools like ChatGPT or DALL-E, and integrate AI into real-world app using APIs. The second path is for builders. Here you go deeper into how AI works behind the scene. You learn machine learning, neural network, and transformers, basically how these models are created and trained. Most people start on application path and slowly build the confidence to go deeper. So don't worry if you are a beginner, the key is to just begin. Step 2. Learn a programming language. See, you can either go for JavaScript or Python, but I would recommend you to learn Python. Python is the language that powers almost all AI development today. If you have never coded before, don't worry. Python is beginner friendly. You can learn the basics like loop, function, and condition within a few weeks. Once you have got the basics, move on to 2 essential libraries, which is NumPy and Pandas. These are essential for working with data and in AI. Because data is everything. NumPy helps you with numbers and array, while Panda help you load and clean data from files like CSVs. See, the coding you need to work around AI is not just build app. Rather, it's more about training models using available frameworks and libraries like TensorFlow, PyTorch, third-party APIs, and more. You can learn Python from Google Python class, Python's official documentation. We ourselves have recently rolled out machine learning course. You can check it via the link in the description. Step 3. Learn machine learning. Now that you're comfortable with Python, let's answer the big question. How does a machine actually learn and generate? This is where machine learning or ML comes in. Imagine you give a machine thousands of examples like houses with their size, location, and prices. Over time, the machine starts to recognize patterns such as houses in location X with 2000 square feet usually cost around this much. It doesn't memorize, it learns from pattern in the data. That's the magic of ML. Start by learning main types of machine learning such as supervised learning. You give the machine both the input like email and target variable. Meaning, let's say you want machine to predict price of house on basis of location, carpet area, number of rooms, etc. Then initially you also give the price as well for training. After training, machine would be able to understand the pattern and predict the house prices for new entries you make. This is basically a simple explanation of how supervised learning works. Common model includes linear regression, logistic regression, decision tree, random forest, SVM, KNN. Moving on to unsupervised learning. In simple word, it's when you give your model a bunch of data but you don't label to figure out the pattern. The model has to figure things out on its own and come up with pattern detection, grouping, etc. Now let me give you a real world example to make it more clearer. Imagine you run an online store, you have tons of customer data, how much they spend, how often they visit, what kind of product they buy, their age, where they live, and so on. But here's the thing, you don't know whether you should retarget them by advertisement or if they're already a loyalist. This is where unsupervised learning comes in. You use a technique like k-mean clustering, and algorithms start analyzing the data on its own to form customer groups. For example, it might figure out, okay, so these are the customer who spend a lot and shop often. They are your high value buys. Or these are the one who only buy when there are discount. And they're budget conscious shoppers. And maybe there's a third group who order just once. Those are your impulse buyers. Maybe you can create more custom offers and target these impulse buyer to buy your product. So basically, in unsupervised learning, you didn't tell the model what kind of customers you have. It discovered them by drawing insight from their behavior and grouping them together. And once you have these insights, you can make smarter decisions. You can show personalized ad, recommend better product, and create offers that actually match each group's buying style. This is the simple intuition behind clustering algorithm. You need to learn different versions of algorithms such as k-mean clustering, hierarchical clustering, DB-scan clustering, etc. Reinforcement learning. Now think of a machine learning through trial and error, like a game. The model, which is agent, takes action, get rewards or penalties, and learns the best strategy over the time. This is no fixed data set. It learns from the experience. This is how AI learns to play games, drive cars, or manage stock portfolios. Moving on to federated learning. Lastly, federated learning helps machine learn without sharing your data. Instead of collecting everything on one server, the model trains directly on devices like your phone. Only the model updates are shared, keeping your data private. It's widely used in apps like mobile keywords or health trackers. Common tools include TensorFlow. To start practicing, try these tools. Scikit-learn, one of the best libraries for beginners, simple, well-documented, and packed with all the essential ML algorithm for classification, regression, clustering, and more. Keras, a high-level deep learning library that is beginner-friendly and built on top of TensorFlow, perfect for building and training neural network with just a few lines of code. You can learn ML from Google's AI machine learning crash course, Neural Network Zero to Hero by Karpathy. You can learn from IntelliPaat's YouTube video. Now coming to step 4, understand artificial neural network and dive into deep learning where you will have to learn about CNN and RNN. Now let's step into the real brain of AI, which is artificial neural network. These are the foundation behind many Gen AI applications like ChatGPT, DALL-E, and more. Let's break this down with a simple example. Cat versus dog image detection. Suppose you want to build an AI that can identify whether an image is of cat or a dog. You start by feeding the model thousands of labeled images of cat and dogs. These images enter the input layer of the neural network where each image gets converted into grid of pixel values, which are numbers. As the data moves through multiple hidden layers, each layer tries to learn something from the image. One layer might detect edges, another might identify ears, tails, or fur patterns. The deeper you go, the more complex the feature becomes. Finally, the output layer gives the result, for example, predicting whether the image is of a dog or a cat. Now, if the prediction is incorrect, the network doesn't stop here. It learns from its mistake using a technique called backpropagation. We have a complete video on backpropagation. You can check it out if you want to learn about the same, where the model calculates the error and adjusts internal connection, which is called weights, to do better next time. The math behind this adjustment is called gradient descent. It helps the network make tiny, precise improvement to reduce the error. By now, you understand what a basic neural network is. But when it comes to Gen AI, especially for working with images or text, you will need to dive into two powerful types of network, which is CNN and RNN. They power tools like ChatGPT and live translation apps. CNNs or convolutional neural networks are great for image tasks. CNNs are used in face recognition, AI art. RNNs or recurrent neural network work best with sequence, like text or speech. Say your model is completing a sentence. It needs to remember earlier words to predict the next. RNNs have memory for that. And better versions like LSTM and GRU help them remember even longer. They are used in chatbots, translation tool, and speech recognition. You can start with a project that predicts the next word in a sentence using PyTorch or Keras. Understand autoencoders and transformers. Now we dive into architecture that changed everything, which is transformers. This is the model used in all major Gen AI tools like GPT, Claude, and Gemini. Transformers introduce the self-attention mechanism, which helps the model focus on the most important part of the input. Before this, model struggled with the long sequence. Transformer fixed that. Now, what's an LLM? It stands for Large Language Model. It's basically a massive transformer trained on tons of text data from the internet. LLMs can write poems, answer questions, explain codes, and more. Understanding how they work from tokenization to embeddings to attention layers give you real power as Gen AI engineer. Key concepts in transformers include tokenization, breaking input text into smaller parts like word or subword, embeddings, turning those tokens into vector or numbers that model can process. Then self-attention, the magic behind how model focuses on important words. So transformer are trained on massive data set using huge computational power, and output is what we call as LLM. Step 5. Dive into generative models. Generative models are what make Gen AI different. Instead of just classifying data, these models create new content. You will learn about GANs or generative adversarial network, where two models, a generator and discriminator, compete. One tries to create fake data and other tries to catch it. This back and forth make the generator smarter. There are also other types of VAEs and diffusion model. These models are used in AI art, deepfakes, fashion and more. If you want to work in creative AI, this is where your journey begins. Step 6. Learn prompt engineering. Even without training model, you can get amazing results by mastering how to write prompts. Prompt engineering is like giving precise instruction to your AI assistant. It's not just about asking questions, it's about guiding the model step by step. You will learn to use context, example, tone, and chaining techniques. The skill is super valuable if you're building tools that rely on LLMs. It's also helpful when you're working with APIs from OpenAI or Cohere, where the right prompt means a difference between a good and a bad result. Step 7. Learn to use APIs. So most companies won't just ask you build GPT from scratch. Instead, they will ask you to use the existing APIs. That's where this steps comes in. You will learn how to call OpenAI's GPT, Gemini by Google, or Claude via their APIs. You will build web apps or tools that use these APIs in background. For example, a chatbot, a resume writer, or a meme captioner. Use programming languages like JavaScript or Python for backend and frontend. So once you learn how to send a request and get a response from the model, you can build real product. Moving on to step 8, which is fine-tune LLMs. Fine-tuning means taking an existing model like GPT-2 or Llama and training it on your custom dataset. Let's say you want a chatbot for legal advice. You feed it case file, legal terms, and previous judgments. The model learns from the data and becomes specialized. You will use tools like Hugging Face, Transformer, LoRa, and PEFT to fine-tune efficiently. This step lets you build highly customized AI tools that work for specific industry or user. Moving to our step 9, which is explore multimodal AI. The future is not just about text, it's about combining text, images, audio, and video. That's what multimodal AI is. Imagine uploading a photo and having the AI write a story about it, or you speak a command and the AI draws for you. Models like Sora, Gemini, and DALL-E are already doing this. The exciting part, you don't have to build everything from scratch. Platforms like Hugging Face and tools like LangChain lets you existing model fine-tune them for your own needs and build custom AI that solve real-world problems like automating customer support, content generation, or even healthcare chatbot. Hugging Face is like a huge library of pre-trained AI model for text, images, speech, and more. You can simply pick up a model, test it online, and plug into your project without heavy coding. LangChain, on the other hand, helps you build AI app that can reason, take action, and use tool, almost like a brain for your AI system. It connects model with memory, APIs, search tools, and lets you design full workflow with multiple steps. This is also where agentic AI comes in. AI that doesn't just answer question but can take action. Think of creating your own AI assistant that read emails, searches the web, book appointment, and even talk to other tools all by itself. You will need to learn how to combine different input types and build tools that can handle them. This opens up creative possibilities that go way beyond traditional apps. Now coming to our final step, which is step number 10. Now that you understand the basics of Gen AI, it's time to build real project. Projects show what you can actually do. They are the best way to prove your skills. Start simple. Build a news summarizer using OpenAI's API that turns long articles into a 3-line summaries. Or a resume rewriter that takes a job role and rewrites your resume using GPT. Want to try something visual? Create an image generator using DALL-E or a digit classifier using TensorFlow and Streamlit. You can also build fun stories like AI story generator that writes story from topics or a Chrome extension that rewrites emails using GPT. All you need is basic Python, APIs like OpenAI or Hugging Face, and simple tools like Flask, Streamlit, or Gradio to bring your ideas to life. Start by breaking problem into step, input, model, output, and build each part one by one. Now let's talk about hot project areas. One of the trending ideas is MCP or Multimodal Conversational Platform. These are AI tools that understand text, voice, and images together. For example, you speak a prompt and the AI replies with a story or image. Use tools like GPT, DALL-E and connect them using LangChain. You can also try projects like medical Q&A bot trained on health data or a voice-to-image generator that turns your spoken words into picture. Once you build something, upload it on GitHub, deploy it using Gradio or Hugging Face Spaces and make a small demo video. This helps recruiter or client see your work in action. With this, we come to the end of the video and all the steps mentioned above are explained in detail in IntelliPath's generative AI video, which is available for free. You can watch it using the link provided below. Plus, you can get the complete roadmap in the description below.